Yeah, welcome to another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth with your host, Zacchaeus and the Fifth General. Zacchaeus, what up?
It was good. Good to be here. Blessings.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into this subject, man. We back to talking that relationship talk. You know, today's subject is break up to make up. You know what I'm saying? Those of you know what that means. That means you're in a situation where it's a cycle of we're off and on. We're with each other. We're not each other. We're with each other. We're not each other. And that gives birth to a toxic relationship.
Yeah, man.
You know? So speaking from whether it's other experience or my experience, one of the things that I've learned in my time of, in the dating world, and that is knowing when something is done. If it's done, then it's done. And, when you constantly give people attention and false hope in a relationship that really has no end goal, you know what I'm saying? No end goal, no end game to it, no purpose, no anything, then, you got to leave that person alone. Otherwise, when you give that false hope and that false sense of security, you pull at a person's heart, you know what I'm saying? Because then they think it's not over. You know what I mean? What you got to say about that, Zacchaeus?
Man, it's like this. When you break up and then you try to get back together again.
Right.
Unless it was not toxic in the beginning, but when it's toxic,
right, that's
when you have to question your decision making, because you see, when it lessens the value of the relationship when you keep going back to a toxic person.
Yeah,
it lessens your values, and listen, a lot of us like to love someone, love our partner, accept us for who we are. Some people don't want to take responsibility for their own actions. They just want to this is me, take me as I am. I don't believe in growth. I don't believe in elevating myself. I just believe this is who I am. This is me. Just take me. I have an attitude. I'm nasty to you, and sometimes I have an attitude and I'm moody. So just take me as I am. And that's it. I heard some women, I heard women, and I heard maybe some guys that like that too, but I heard women say that sometimes. This is just me. I just want to be comfortable. If I burp in front of you, let me burp in front of you. I just want to be comfortable. Just accept me. This is just me. This is just me, Yeah, I will come with a lot of drama. And you're like, okay. Yeah, you don't... They don't want peace in their life. They want drama.
Yeah, but they want you to not come as you are, as the man, right? Because like we were talking off the air, and we said that the simple concept of women believing, some women, not all, because some people are gonna take this too literal. You know what I mean? That when a woman says "take me as I am," that's more accepted as opposed to a man telling a woman, take me as I am. Because a man is never taken how he is. Because a woman will say that, but then guess what? They want the man to be a finished product. What do you say about that? A woman who doesn't believe in growth wants a man who's a finished product, but she's not finished.
Because they feel that you're the leader. They feel that, well, the man is supposed to take charge and he's a leader, so therefore he has to be polished.
What more is required of a man?
More is required,
Yeah.
So they feel that, well, he's the man. So if he's the man, he's gotta lead me.
Well,
so therefore he gotta be polished. He gotta be on point.
Well, it's
okay if I slip up. Sometimes I slip up. And many times it's okay because remember I'm the lady, but he's the man.
Well, that's
so I got it.
Well, hear this. That's hypocritical for a woman who's saying take me as I am, because a woman who has the attitude of take me as I am and I have nothing to change is a woman who will not cooperate with a man at all. Zero cooperation. So she can't say he need to be this far ahead because he's supposed to lead. a man can't lead a woman who gives him zero cooperation.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense. That's an oxymoron. A woman who is not willing to cooperate in anything should not be talking about a man being the head of the household, because she's not going to follow him anyway. Hello.
Right, because you know what she's gonna say? I have attitude and I'm a strong black woman.
See, I ain't even say the words black. Now let's go into that thing. So for people, they're trying to figure out where we're going with this, because we're talking about, breakup to makeup in relationships and stuff like that. We're saying that if there are things that are in the way before you even get into a relationship, then you'll be that type of person when the relationship starts. So if you already have this mentality of not wanting to have any healthy compromises, thinking that you're set in your ways, then you'll get into a relationship that's going to be off and on. So we'll get to the off and on in a second.
Yes.
But these are foundations that happen before a relationship starts. Any person, man or woman, who gets into a relationship and doesn't want to share and doesn't want to, there's a give and take to a lot of things, right?
Yes.
In order for a teammates to work, there has to be cooperation on both parts, right? And we're getting into the hypocrisy that a man got to have all this stuff, but then the woman just comes and doesn't work on anything. No, I believe a woman should be already in the mode of being a wife before she even becomes one. Because the key word, I know everybody got their beliefs, but I don't care. We talk the Bible on this show.
Yes.
And it says a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. That, in layman's terms, would have to mean that woman is already a wife.
Yes.
So you got women out here who will say, submit, because they look at submission as slavery. But like I said before, men submit every day. We got to, first of all, number one, we submit to God. We submit to the idea of even wanting a wife. If we submit to we have to submit to what Christ wants us to be as far as being a husband. That's submission. We have to submit to the will of God. We have to submit to going out every day and doing the adult thing and providing, submitting to the possibility that we may be the only provider in the home. So men, we submit to things all the time. We submit to other men in terms of our bosses. If our boss, what I'm saying, we have to submit to the rules and the laws of the land. We have to submit to these things. When two people have to come together on a mission, to achieve something as men, we understand that we have to submit to that.
Right.
Women understand when they have to submit to a paycheck. So they'll give their boss cooperation, but then come home to their man and give him hell. No, we can't. A man who is secure about himself and knows exactly what his worth is, he does not have to take that in his own home. It's bad enough. You got to deal with the war of the world, especially as a black man. The last thing we want to do is come home and have a war with our woman. I may have said this before on other shows. And I want to tell sisters, stop saying you're a strong black woman, because you don't even know what that means. Women think strong means loud and rambunctious and combative. That's not strong. That's actually weak.
Wow.
So the facade is you think it's strong that you do that. No, you're a woman who actually deserves to be by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Well, some women will combat that and say that they will say that, well, you know what? We have to submit to you men every day. We got to clean up after you sometimes. We submit to you every day. We have to carry a baby. We carry your babies. We submit. Some women would come off and say, but I know women was on the show. They'll come off and they'll just jump off and say that. And say, you know what? And the reason why we have attitudes because you brothers, we go through a whole lot with y'all.
Well,
we deal with a lot with y'all,
Oh,
and it's like okay, but yet,
mm-hmm.
but go on with that. No, you deal with a lot. You accept to deal with a lot because these some of these women they will like look over. We talked on our show about this already. They look over a brother that's trying to do right by their side,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll go with a brother with drama.
Well,
Hello.
now, let's go to what you said. You said some women will combat and say, well, you said some sisters specifically, some black women, some not all, will say, well, we clean after you men, we do this, right? Ladies, stop getting with men who don't know how to take care of themselves. You wouldn't have to clean up after him. That's number one. Number two, a man who is already doing his job by himself before he got with you and taking care of everything is not a man you have to look up after. Wait, hold on. Let me say that better. He's not a man that you have to look after in the sense that he can't handle his own, because he already knew how to handle his own before you, and he will be that after you. You coming into the picture doesn't start or stop that. So women, be better at picking men. Now, men don't. Okay, now women don't typically. And this is what I mean by pick. As men, we go out there and we have to get what we want, right? A woman in return chooses you back after you've initially tried to choose her, right? So, and women typically pick from the circle of men that go to them. They don't typically go and pick out men. Women who do it the man way are doing things out of order, and their outcomes are poor. And then they complain about men. You know why? Because you're doing things that God didn't put you in place to do. Okay? That's number one. I mean, you can run from the truth, but you can't run from the Lord. Anyway.
Yes.
So that's a problem there. I've met good women in my life. They don't ever say stuff like, we got to do this and we got to do that and you men just do this. No, because they ended up getting with the right type of guy. So you don't hear that attitude. It's only from the women who have a poor choices in men. Those are the ones that are doing all that complaining. Either that or they ain't ever had a man. And they're looking at other women and their toxic relationships and their failed outcomes and painting a broad stroke on all men. And that's not how it goes down. And then secondly, like I hear, a woman will say, yeah, I'll submit, but to the right man. Well, what men are you with now? Are they the men that you want to submit to? No. Okay, so then you're not with the right man. Stop getting with the wrong men.
That's the thing. Some women they have a way of choosing the same type of dudes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing,
expecting different results.
Different result.
Yeah.
You have to choose men. No, it's called using wisdom, and it's called using being and praying and being also selective. You cannot expect to be with a thug brother that gives you a lot of drama and expect to meet someone else just like him.
Yeah.
And expect him to change, to mold him to what you want him to be.
Yeah. Well,
you have yeah. And that's facts. You can't expect to choose someone and then you wind up and say, wait a minute, I'm turning 48. I'm turning almost 50. Or let me go lower than that. I'm 30 years old, 32, 33 years old, and I still haven't found this. I'm successful, but I still haven't found a significant other to share my world.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta say, wait a minute, why is it my results still the same? Why is it that I'm getting the same kind of dudes and I'm not seeing the difference in as far as someone sharing things with me. How come I'm seeing everybody else walk down the aisle and I'm not?
Well, because she's not vetting properly. You know.
I wanted to be married. I wanted to have a family, but yeah, I still keep changing the thing. But sometimes you got to change the formula too, women.
Yeah.
You got to change the formula. You got to say, listen, let me stop giving my. I'm talking from a worldly perspective now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to talk from a Christian perspective, but also talk from a worldly perspective. Stop giving it up so soon, so quickly.
Yeah.
Find out where's his head at. Pick his mind. See if you're compatible in every sense of the word compatible, not just like, oh, I'm attracted to him compatible. I'm talking about like compatible in the sense that you two can sit down, you all enjoy each other's company with conversation, you all enjoy each other's company. No matter what you do, you can walk to a park. It don't have to be expensive. You can walk in the park and enjoy each other's company.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to. So I'm gonna keep him. I'm gonna hold him. So let me just give it up right away, just to so I can just no.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I got something for you. I knew a woman, honest as she could be. I respect her honesty, but she's delusional.
Okay.
She admitted, hey, she used to bash men like crazy, right? I mean, I used to hate that. And this was somebody that I knew, that I worked with. She used to bash men all the time. Not me, because she would say, well, nah, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about these men out here. And then I got to the root of everything. She gonna say, well, sometimes you get lonely and, it feels good to have a warm body laying next to you. I was like, okay. I said, well, there's your answer right there. I said, you're not caring about the quality of that warm body that you call a warm body laying next to you. So, ladies, what is a man's purpose serve in your life? Like, you want a man, why? I don't think women have ever been asked that. Because a woman will say, hey, I want to get married. Or they'll say, hey, I want to be in a relationship. Okay, that's short thinking. Hey, I want to get married and have kids. That's long-term thinking. And then you never ask, and I don't think anybody's ever asked them, okay, if that's you want marriage and kids? Okay, why?
Right.
And then you say, oh, then you ask them, hey, what are you looking for in a husband? And they'll say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And that list is like 100 things. Then when you ask that same woman, okay, that's what you want to receive? Now, what is it that you want to give? Crickets usually happen.
Wow. Yep. Yeah, because we know what some people want status quo, if you know what I mean. Status.
Yeah.
Because
it makes them look good, right? It's a norm
to have I know back then it was a norm to be married and have kids back then,
Yeah.
So they used to look for that status, and some people still want it today,
Uh-huh.
They look just to be with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
Infatuation, just to be with somebody. And, they get, and some women say, well, I get lonely. I just want to be with somebody because I'm lonely. But they have to learn how to be happy by yourself before you can add on anybody else.
Exactly.
Half a man, broken man, broken woman means broken marriage, means a broken relationship.
Yeah.
You cannot always fiend to be with somebody if you're not happy at all, and expect them to bring you happiness. That's too much pressure.
It is.
But yeah, man.
But
yeah.
I got something for you, because now we're going to get into when people are in relationships, right? If you have a story to tell, Zacchaeus, just don't say the names of people. But I'm about to get into some stories here, right? So
go ahead.
I knew of a situation where, this guy and this girl was dating, right? They was together.
Yeah.
And, the girl really liked the guy a lot. You know what I'm saying? She liked him a lot. You know what I mean? Very close to him. Well, at least that's what she thought she was. But anytime he had stuff to do, I mean, anytime there was plans made, there was always excuses. There was always an avoidance. And, this was a girl with positive intentions.
Right.
She's doing the right thing, but she's not seeing if this is the right person. So, this is the kind of relationship they had. And, they had broke up, and then they got back together because I guess he was like, well, I'm a changed man or whatever, and changed slightly.
Right.
But it's not so much that he changed. He just gave her what she wanted just to keep her around. Then they broke up again. And then this time, she tried to step out and date somebody else. But she still had that attachment to the old guy because, the old guy was what was, working for her, I guess, at the point. That was a relationship that she was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So then she accepted him back because she got a little lonely. So that's that off and on stuff. There's no end game. There's no goal. There's no talking about marriage. There's no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, What do you say to a relationship like that? Because what could happen out of that is this. While you're off and on and you're not really serious about what's going on, a kid can come out of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a kid could come out. Yeah,
So,
because
yeah.
With a situation like that, they're not really, you know what it is? They're just happy. They're not really, I wouldn't say happy, but I will say they're just, some people can't be, they're used to being with somebody.
Right.
And so that brings them comfort. Even if it's World War III in the home, World War III.
Yeah.
Even if it's toxic, they're just happy for that person's presence.
Yeah.
Or be with just be with anybody,
Yeah.
Because it's a fear of being alone.
Mm-hmm.
A fear of being alone. So they'll put up with whatever drama they bring them. They put up with it because there's the fear of being alone. So, and a kid could come out of that easy.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing.
You know.
So then now that woman or that man are kind of got that kid together. So now they're kind of stuck in a situation where that's not somebody that you was really serious about. Well, you wanted to be serious about it, but he wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Quite frankly, in that relationship that young lady was telling me about, he didn't really like her.
Right.
He liked the sex, but he didn't like her. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you something. Yeah.
You could tell by the effort. If the effort is always you got to do everything and all he got to do is just show up. Like, I don't understand why women want to be in relationships like that, right? But then say stuff like, well, I don't want no man, ain't no way I'm going to have a man come in my life and control me. Well, he's actually able to control some of your ways in the sense that you're working harder for him than he is for you. So he may not be putting you on lockdown in the sense that you don't have no freedom, but you are being controlled. Because he got you thinking you're in control. You think you're playing the game, but the game is playing you. What do you got to say to that, Zacchaeus?
They have some people that like to take full control.
Yeah.
They have a like for example, I know a dude that's with a woman, but the situation is that at the moment, at the time, he was, I guess they newlyweds, but I guess he was looking for a job, employment. He was looking for employment, and she told him, as she said, well, I'm the one that's working, so I could give you a little money. You just go to school. I want you to get a big job and go to college. But by the time you finish college, you have a big job. So let me just give you like a little stipend, like an allowance. And when he told me this, I was like, wow, an allowance? I said, brother, you better go. You better go to work. Cause she sounds like she's controlling.
Wait, hold on. Maybe I heard that wrong. Who's giving who an allowance?
His lady was giving him an allowance.
Oh, she was giving him an allowance.
Yes, cause he didn't get a job right away. He said, I'll go to school, but yeah,
Wow.
she was like, I give you a little $20 bill here. I'll give you a little $20 bill here when I get paid. I'll give you a little bit more when I get paid. But you stay here, you better clean that house.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. Any relationship like that, now that's not common because usually it's the other way around, right?
Right.
That's more what's more widely accepted is a man doing that for a woman. But a woman doing that for a man, that's actually not common at all. Those stories do exist, but they're not common. Usually in a relationship like that, the man is never respected. And I mean never respected, because when she gets good and ready, she could say, oh, I do this for you and I do that for you. And if the man is living with her like it's her stuff and he moved in, oh, he's at risk. He's at risk of being kicked out.
Oh yeah.
My mother told me, yo, man, don't ever have a situation where you getting kicked out. You have your own stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A man should always have his own domain, regardless of what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of that happens, and that's an off and on thing too. Now I know a situation. I got something for you. Got another story. It's story time. This woman, she got her own place. Got with this guy. He was living with friends. He had a roommate. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He held his own. He still had his own job and everything. His own job, his own car. You know what I'm saying? But he had a roommate. He was living with another homeboy of his. She had her own spot. She had her own place.
Right.
Now she made more money than him, but
Right.
he had his own thing. He gets with her, even though she got more money. He's still paying for dates. It's not like he's not paying for dates now. And then she's doing everything, but she would treat him too. She was generous too, genuine to each other. The moment so she moved him in. He didn't ask to come in. She asked him to come in. The homeboy eventually gets married. The one that he was living with.
Right.
God bless him, right? Married man now, his friend.
Right.
The moment the boyfriend didn't do anything the girlfriend liked, she threatened to kick him out.
Wow. See?
Because now she's like, well, his friend got married, so if I kick him out, he ain't going back there.
She threatened to kick him out.
Threatened to kick him out because it's a leverage thing. The moment he did something that she don't like, she's threatening him to kick him out. But here's the thing about relationships, man. Not everything is going to be a yes. There are some things that are going to be a no. And a wise man once told me, you want to see the true character in a person? Tell them no. And then you'll really see how they feel about you.
True.
Now, I have personal experiences. I'm going to get back to the story. I have personal experiences where things were going well as long as I was saying yes to things. The moment it was a no, it was, ooh, well, I don't like how you do this, and I don't like when you that. And see, this is what happens when you, and I'm unhappy, and I'm whoa. How we get to that now? Because I said no this time? Because it's something that I wasn't down with? I say no. Those are red flags, man. And sometimes you don't see them when things are smiles and laughs. So back to the story. So, the man feels like he got to walk on eggshells because he don't have another place to live. So if he gets kicked out, he got to scramble where he's going to live. You know what I'm saying? And so that's not right. So that's why I tell a man should always have his own thing. Because you got situations where that relationship is definitely so this is what did happen in that. So yeah, they ended up breaking up. So then he made up to get back with her because he wanted a place to stay. More so than he wanted her.
Wow.
So it mattered more for him to have a roof over his head and accept the toxicity
abuse.
that's going on and that abuse in that relationship, just so he can have a roof over his head. That's unhealthy.
Well,
but that happens a lot. Back in the days, and I'm gonna let you go. I'm sorry. Back in the days, it was always, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on in these modern times. But when I was a child and before I was a child, it was always, this was what happened. A man had his own crib and he moved the woman in. These days, women are moving men in, and men are not having their own. And the men that they're with, not every man, but the men that these women are having relationships with, they're getting with these particular men and moving them in.
Yeah, now she could kick them out at any time she wants.
Men typically don't kick women out their house.
No, we don't do that.
But
no,
women typically kick men out their house, and this is how they do it. They soft kick you out. First, it's sleep on the couch. I'm speaking to somebody who's listening to this podcast.
Yes.
The first strike is sleep on the couch. Hello.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
So that's the first thing that happens. Then the second thing is, if the argument is so bad, hey, you need to find somewhere else to stay tonight. Excuse me?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And until you, and then the next one, you're out the door altogether.
And then she's like, get out.
Yeah.
Get out. Get out. I said, what I do?
Yeah.
Get out. You're not eating up on my food.
I want to tell men, if you're in a relationship where the woman feels like she has leverage over you, the moment a woman feels like she has leverage over you, you no longer have a girlfriend. You have a you have I would say like a parent now, because you know how parents say, well, as long as you're living under my roof, you're gonna follow my rules, right, Zacchaeus?
Right. Yeah, man.
No man should be in that position, because, like I say all the time, well, I may not say it all the time, but I've said it sometimes. Men out here, we got to do things on our own. Ain't nobody saving us. Ain't nobody taking us in like men taking women. You know what I mean? When they're down and out.
Right.
So, you never want to be in a situation where that happens, because that's what you get threatened with. And a lot of men will come back if they're not self-sufficient and standing on their own 2 feet. They will get back in relationships with women where that's happening. Then you have off and on situations where men and women can't seem to break up with each other because now there's sex droughts. Now you're not having sex as much, so you just want to get back with them just so you can have sex again. Zacchaeus, go ahead.
Let me tell you something with that situation, with situations like that, man. I mean, I seen men get kicked out. I was, back in the days, I used to see, not back, early 2000s, late 90s. I see men getting kicked out, clothes thrown out the window, bags packed with, a garbage bag. But I had a friend that as soon as I dropped him back home, his clothes was packed in a garbage bag. She kicked him out. And I said, where you gonna stay tonight? He said, man, I ain't got nowhere to stay tonight. Please, please take me. I ain't got nowhere to stay tonight. I said, listen, I'm married. I got a baby, man. I can't take you in, man. I'm so sorry. We ain't got the room. Man. We ain't got the room to take you in. He said, but she kicked me because I said something wrong. She kicked me out, man. I don't know where I'm gonna go. I said, man, oh man. I said, try to put yourself not in a situation, because she'll kick you out for anything. And then she really kicked him out. But you know what? You know why she kicked him out?
Why?
Because she was seeing somebody new.
See?
Now I heard a woman say this too.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a woman say this, and she talked like this. She was a West Indian, and she said this. He said, "Me ain't want no sappy man. Me want a man to box me up in me jaw corner."
Hey, that's a lot of patois, Caribbean speak. Can you interpret that? 'Cause
oh yeah. She said, it's plain English. She means she ain't want no man to to be soft and easy and just a easy going soft guy, a gentle guy. She wants a ruffian. She wants a thug kind of guy to hold her down.
Wow.
That's what that saying means.
That can go two ways.
Yeah, but I seen men go through. I seen them. A woman, a friend of mine, go through that with his ex-wife. Now, she chewing diapers. She said, "You ain't nothing." She said, well, I ain't gonna say his name. He said, she was like, "So and so, you ain't nothing." She chewed dirty diapers. The baby dirty diaper in his face.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. He's an easygoing guy, very soft-spoken kind of guy. She chewed diapers in his face, and then she was like, "Pick it up." Now pick up and he picked the diapers. He looked like he was about to cry, and he picked up the diapers, pick it up, and put back on the diapers on the baby. Baby was crying,
That's sick.
and
Crazy.
and then to make a long story short, this man is coming from work. She comes home before him. He's coming. He's coming. She's already in the house already, but he's coming from work. You know what this man will see?
What's up?
Another dude in the house with her. Baby's in the house with her. Baby's in the crib already, but she got some man pressing up against her by the wall, kissing her up by the wall. Have her leg wrapped around him. Another dude. When he seen this, he flipped, and then that
was fast.
Yeah. So true story. Happened on Staten Island. True story.
Yeah.
So he opened the door. The man heard him opening the door. He ran out the back door because they had a back in their house. They have a back door.
Yeah.
He ran out the back door, and then she pretended like nothing happened.
Yeah, of course she did.
And then she's telling him that, this is this and that, and this, arguing with him. Imagine that. She's wrong, but yet she's arguing with him. Yeah.
Well,
guess what?
Yeah.
They're both church people.
Well, listen, Beyonc had a song, and the lyrics are, to the left, everything you got on the box to the left.
Oh, yeah.
I can have another you by tomorrow, right?
Yep, yeah.
Now, you must not know about me. You must not know about me. Now, the point I'm making with that is Beyonce, she made a lot of money off that single. That is toxic as heck. Because I have heard of a situation, okay, where a woman, the same day she kicked the man out, like she gave him a time frame. So it was like, she was like, all right, you're going to have to come get your things tomorrow. So him and his boys, helped him out to get his stuff out the house. As he's moving out, a man is moving in. He's like, who is this?
See?
Did a fight happen? Yes, it did.
A big fight.
Because I want you to understand something here. If another man is moving in the same day the boyfriend is moving out, the ex-boyfriend, because he's ex at that point, that means that man was there the whole time. You don't just go out and get a man tomorrow and then he moving in. No. That man, she said, it's time for you to go so I can move this next man in. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. See?
That's why I say, man, you gotta, don't get yourself in that position, man.
Don't put yourself in a compromising position where you're in need of her.
Right. Now, how about in situations where cheating happens and it's off and on? It's okay, you did something, I forgive you. Okay. And then the girl says, well, it's tit for tat. Well, now I gotta go get it. Now I gotta cheat on you since you cheated on me. Right. And then you got off and on situations because of that. Now that's super toxic because
super toxic. Yeah.
I don't understand this whole thing about competition. It's like, okay, you hurt me, so now I gotta hurt you.
I get you back. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then just for y'all to get back together again, really? What do you got to say about that, Zacchaeus? And then I got a question.
Let me tell you something. The tick for tack never works. Because you see, the tick for tack is like, it's going to always be if you start a tick for tack, it's always going to be a tick for tack. Meaning that you can always be in some kind of, like, you do this to me, I'll do this to you back. You do this to me, and I'll do this to you back. You did this to me, and I did this to you back. Yeah. It's always going to be a tick for tack. It's never going to be like a...
And usually it's small stuff first.
Yeah, it's the small things.
Small things do it first, and then the big thing happens. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay, yeah. So we gotta be mindful of these things, man. She yells at me and I yell at her back, or she... she's flirting with this guy, so I'm flirting with this. So she's flirting with this guy, so I'm flirting with this woman right now. It's like, wow, and arguing back and forth and bickering and complaining and then saying, listen, if you do this to me, I'm gonna do that to you. If you do this to me, I'm going to do that right back to you. It's like, man, grow up.
Well, I got a question. What does it say about a person who, instead of leaving the relationship because they know it's bad for them, they stay in a relationship just for the sake of having revenge? What does it say about a person like that?
The users.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see, people have feelings, You use it. You're using somebody just to hurt somebody else. People have feelings. You can't operate like that because people have feelings. You can't use somebody, because I'm with him, but deep down inside I want to be with the other guy. But I'm just teaching him a lesson. I don't like when people do that. You're using somebody like they're just like an old shoe. You could just put on and take and just throw off anytime when you want to go. You gotta be mindful of all these things, and guys, you gotta be careful. Women, you gotta be careful of all these things, man, because when you always using that person to hurt another person.
No,
that's a tough thing.
I'm talking about the same person. You know what I'm saying?
Person?
Yeah, they're hurting. It's the same person they hurting. You know what I mean? But you're right. Mm-hmm. But you're right about people will get other people involved. Just
that's
so,
wrong.
Just so they can get revenge back on the person.
Right.
Well, because my thing is this: you did all of that, and then you just got back with him anyway. And then I got another thing for you, so that you can have more to respond to this. What about in domestic violence situations, right? Where a woman will get with a guy, the guy puts hands and feet on her. I mean, just literally, on a monthly occasion, she's getting her ears stomped together, sadly. Right?
Wow.
And then she now tells her brother, her dad, and all the other men in the family. And now they're rolling up on dude. And she, she's putting them in harm's way because that's their daughter, their sister, whatever. They want a cousin. They want to make sure she's protected.
Of course. Yeah.
Right. Then the situation breaks up. Then at the end of the day, a couple weeks go by. she moves the man back in.
That's a toxic relationship. Let me tell you something with that. Some women, I'm gonna go into a story too.
Yeah.
Some women are used to that. Maybe because they seen their mother get beaten, or they used to being slapped. Some women, like I said, I mentioned a woman, she won't be boxing. She don't want a easy, soft going guy. Some women are used to that because no, a guy like you or me, let's say that get with a woman like that,
right?
She gonna think something is wrong with us because we're not doing that,
right?
She gonna think something because we treat her like a queen, we treat her like a woman, a lady,
right?
She gonna think something is wrong with her. Like she gonna ask you, like, well, what's wrong with you? Something is strange about you. Why are you acting this way so nicely towards me? Because they're used to men that beat their brain. They're used to men that physically put hands on them and beat them. And they think that's love. Because remember, their self-worth is not there to accept a man that treats them the way they should be treated.
Right.
They're used to that. They're used to the toxic relationship, beatings, and they think that's love. Beatings every month, beatings, if you don't agree with him, he has anger issues, he chokes you, he pushes you, he grabs on you, he abusive, he abusive. And trust me, you're not the only woman that he been abusive with.
Mm-hmm.
He has anger issues. So, but yet you stay. That's the biggest thing. You stay. You don't see a way out.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen that movie called Love Got to Do With It? It took Tina Turner a long time to leave Ike.
Yeah.
I noticed that when I watched that movie. I said, she should have left a long time ago.
Yeah.
But you see, the thing is with this thing called music, they have something that they value, they both love. Mm-hmm. That's the music.
Yeah, but he didn't love her. And that's the thing, is that it's not love when somebody beats on you. And then you have situations where a woman will actually make excuses for staying in an abusive relationship. Sadly. Now, that might be a topic for another show because, but I know that what people have to understand is that you already have intentions on staying with this person, regardless of how toxic it is, and never really departing from them. So don't play this whole game about, we're breaking up, when you're just going to get back together. You have people out there who will say, hey, I'm going through something, right? And they're generally going through something with their girl or their guy or whatever, and they'll ask for advice. And then you give them advice, and they get mad at the advice. Or if you're like me, because I've done this with a couple of people that I know, sorry if I hurt your feelings, but this is just what I had to say. I used to say, I don't know why you asking me. I mean, you just gonna do what you want anyway. Right. You'll be with him Thursday. You'll be back with him Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm talking to another guy, you'll be back with her Tuesday.
You complain about him, but you're still with him.
Yeah.
What do you think, you're gonna change an abusive guy?
Yo, one of the biggest bullcrap words I hear when I speak to women, when I ask, hey, are you single or married or you in a relationship? And their answer is, it's complicated.
Complicated.
Really?
I used to hear that too, sorta. I used to hear the word sorta.
I'm so tired of hearing that.
Or it's complicated. Oh, wow.
It's complicated. Meanwhile, you in the bar trying to get picked up by other dudes. It's complicated. Stay away from that woman, because you have off and on situations where the guy has the mentality of once mine, always mine. You hear stories all the time about dudes killing other guys or killing the woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All three. Yeah. Kills the guy, kills the woman, and kills himself.
Yeah, yes.
That off and on stuff puts, when you're off and on and then you want to now deal with other people during those off and on moments, that is dangerous.
Very, yes.
Break up to make up. That's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for fools. You got that right.
That's right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Make up to break up.
You know, for those who want to know what that song is, that's Break Up to Make Up by the Stylistics.
Stylistics.
For those who never heard of that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, this is the kind of stuff that has plagued the dating game for decades.
Yes.
You know? And you said in the beginning, this is why I let you say what you said. You said a broken man and a broken woman equals a broken relationship.
Yeah. So therefore it's going to be toxic. It's going to be because you have a lot of issues that you're battling, especially just being some people, they have to be with somebody no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah, they can't be single.
Yeah. Or they think something is terribly wrong with them.
Well, there's a lot of there's a lot of peer pressure in the dating world too, because they'll have friends who are in relationships that could be successful or marriages that are successful, and then time is passing them by, and they're like, "Oh, I want that too," which is normal to want that, but you got to do it the right way. Listen,
right.
I'm 34 years old, man. I'm 34. I'm still learning things, man. I'm still learning things. So. You know, for those who've been listening to this podcast since 2017, I think, you know, I was 30, I think, when we started Mrs. Z and Fifth. So, you know, there's been there was a lot of life that happened between then and now, personally, that I go through. So I'm still learning things. And even myself as being a single man, I got to make sure that I always am not getting into relationships just because I'm alone. That's how you let the wrong things come your way, man.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And because I'm alone, I want to feel like a celebrity and I'm alone.
Right. Right. And I'm not saying I'm not saying anything bad about anybody, but I'm just saying that's not the reason why you should get into something, because you're bored or you feel a little lonely in your singleness. Single people are always gonna feel that. But just understand that, be careful with void fillers. You know, we'll avoid filler. Oh, well, I need a woman right now because then you'll be letting in any woman.
Right.
That could be very costly. You know, we're going to actually get up out of here soon. Hey, you have anything you want to say before we get up out of here? Any last thoughts?
Yes. I want to tell them, also, learn to be happy by yourself. Learn to also enjoy yourself and be happy and also be happy for you, because the worst thing to do is to rely on somebody for your happiness. Yeah. Enough said, definitely.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right. All right, so we're gonna get up out of here. Let them know where they can reach you. You know what I'm saying? Any other things you want to promote or whatever before we get up out of here?
Yes. I know we don't promote it too much, but go get that album, Mr.
Zacchaeus and the Fifth General, The Example.
Yeah. The Example. Get that album.
Yeah. 6 years, man. It's been 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years was released that album. Also,
well, it's going on 6 years. I think we're November. Yeah. Well, when did we release it? And was it a month of September or November? I don't know.
I think it was a month of
September.
Right?
Okay, so we're going on like 6 years.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Now go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Also, you can reach me at Zacchaeus B73.
Yeah.
At Zacchaeus B73 on Instagram. Also on Facebook, Wayne Zacchaeus Bacchus.
Yeah.
Or Wayne Bacchus 167 on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can reach me at Twitter at Wayne Bacchus 2 on Twitter. Blessings.
Yeah. Y'all can holler at me at the Fifth General on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. At the Fifth General, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All right, so we're going to get up out of here, man. This is another good episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth. All right?
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all next time.
Next time.